Sup everyone, it's 2Buck. Today I have a sad and old video card that has started to leak on itself, so let's give it some help. These two caps here are bad and need to go, so the first order of business is to figure out how many microfarads they are and what their voltage rating is, which is marked right here on the side. Let's see if I can get that in focus. Okay, I don't know how well it's coming across on the camera, but right there, 470 microfarads with a 16-volt rating. For the best results, just buy brand new caps, but in this case, I'm going to be stealing these two off the scrap motherboard. Since these two capacitors are right on the edge of the board, these will be very easy and convenient to get off. Alright, now that I have a lot of extra solder on the legs here, they'll come out a lot easier. Now, these capacitors were more towards the center of the board. You could do this with a pair of tweezers, but the easiest way to do this is just to grab the bottom of the cap like this and just warm both sides and just give it a little yank. One off. And there's the other one. That easy. Alright, so my replacement caps are 470 microfarads at 16 volts, so we've got a perfect match. If you're replacing capacitors and your replacement caps are over the voltage of the ones you're replacing, that's fine, because this is just a voltage rating. So if you have a higher voltage rating on your replacement caps, then that's fine. You're not going to hurt anything. Alright, so to remove the old dead caps on this video card, we're going to do the same exact thing we just did to the motherboard. Alright, the other two are off, and now I'm going to clean up the area where I yanked those off. Okay, a little side note here. Before you yank the capacitors off like I just did, make sure you take note of the orientation of the capacitors. Alright, so this side that's marked with a line, that's the negative side. And most PCBs will have that marked on the PCB, but some don't, so just be sure you make note of that. Take pictures of it. That's always a good idea, just so you never have to question yourself. But yeah, this PCB, they were nice enough to mark it for us, so negative side is the white side, right there. This is also a good time to inspect underneath the capacitors for any corrosion or damage. This looks clean, so we're fine. We caught it in time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new ones on now. Alright, our new capacitors are in. Didn't do that clean of a job, but that'll do fine. So graphics cards are mounted in the case with the back of the PCB up, so that's where most of the dust and dirt's going to end up on the card. If it's just a small amount of dust, you can just use a brush like this and just kind of give the back of it a brush. Don't go too hard. If you have some tiny surface mount components, this one does not, so I can go a little harder on it, but that's not going to do me any good anyway, because this stuff is a lot more caked up on there. So we can just get some alcohol and a toothbrush and give it a go. Alright, that has dramatically improved the appearance of this graphics card. Now let's plop it in our test system and give it a go. Alright, I'm going to go and plop her in. Something I don't see stressed enough about AGP cards is because of the way these pins are oriented on here, you want to be sure this is perfectly straight in there, because you can kill an AGP graphics card or your motherboard if one of these two pins makes contact in a funny way. So it's nice and even. Make sure it's in tight. Alright, so far so good. Riva TNT. Alright. That's some geometry. We'll go with that for now. NVIDIA Riva TNT2 Model 64/64 Pro, 32 megabytes of RAM. Let's test D3D. Yay! Alright, so this is definitely looking like a success. Alright, so it worked, and since I suck at making videos and don't know what to do from here, bye.